right, it's 9 o'clock, we're back in session. Sign vouchers and visit with Mr. Carl Lee. Come on in.
Sorry about that. I got some things on my agenda this morning, but I just wanted to make sure I kept the commissioners in the loop on something. What it is I figured out from going through the file, I had a meeting with Lyon County Emergency Management yesterday concerning the reception center in the Neosho Rapids, and as I got to looking through the file, I found that they had terminated the MOU in March 2017, and we did get it settled with them in October 2018, but we didn't have a current up-to-date MOU with them right now. And Jared Fell, the emergency manager in Lyon County, has set up a meeting for February 10th where I go over and he's going to propose it for the commissioners to sign this MOU. But I just want to make sure I kept you guys in the loop. So if you ran into a commissioner from Lyon County, because he's talked to his commissioners, I'm expecting it to be signed without any issues. But I just want to make sure and keep everybody in the loop. This is the MOU from 2015.
So we need a motion to sign this? Or do we want to wait?
I would wait.
Okay.
He expects it to go through, but this is part of, I wanted to make sure, because I did promise you a copy of the MOU for Lyon County, and this is it, and I haven't brought it up for Woodson County. And I need to call the Woodson County Emergency Management Director today.
Just curious, has Counselor looked at this?
Not yet. He hasn't said, because they may look at it and want to make a change, but this is so that you get all the material, because I have Woodson County is looking at theirs. I know that they was going to make amendments to theirs also. But this is to give us forward lean with our MOUs with the two counties for the reception care. So I just want to make sure that I kept everybody in the loop, because these are legal documents that goes with our plans.
Right. Okay.
So, any questions?
Just come back to us when we need to put a motion on it and sign it.
All right. Thank you very much.
Do you want these back?
You guys can keep them for your records,
Okay.
just so that you guys would have something if you wanted to look at it for any reason at any time, something that occurs to you, and you can bring it back down and ask me, or
Okay.
take it with you to weigh if you need to. So, but just the effort of making sure we keep everybody informed.
Right.
All right. Thank you.
Sir. There was a question on that here last week. Did you get?
Yeah, I got my answer.
You got your answer?
Yes.
Okay, satisfied, okay.
Yes.
It just come back around, so.
Okay. If Wade's got questions, Bobby has the answers, and I got answers from Bobby, so.
Okay. That will, I guess we'll pass it on through. That was in
Okay.
reimbursement.
Oh, okay.
He said he presented the invoice that Victory had received to, correct me if I'm wrong now, Angie, did you, I was told that, he presented, Bobby had presented an invoice from the company that did the survey, and that wasn't gonna work, so Victory had to.
Yeah,
produce-
Victory, well, yeah, and somehow they paid it, and he didn't know it, and so we were gonna pay it again, and then he found out, so then he told them they need to give us an invoice so we could pay them, because they weren't supposed to pay it.
Okay.
And so this was us reimbursing Victory, because there was just confusion on who was
Just
to
a
pay.
confusion.
Yeah,
Yes.
so,
yes.
anyway, so that's what
That
I
was the answer.
told.
And it came better from her than it did me.
Yeah. I got a call from, Larry Goldberg.
Yeah.
About, they come down to drill Monday, right? Yeah, Monday.
Mhm.
And Terracon or whoever, somebody dropped the ball to do survey of the underground utilities, light pole wiring, water lines, so on and so forth. So Terracon was not comfortable drilling. So Terracon has a company to come in hopefully this week to do the survey, and so they can come in and drill hopefully Monday, test drills for the for the potential of the jail in the west parking lot.
Did I see a bill that we got?
Not on this yet. This is $950 to have the company come in and do the utility survey, or locate.
I seen that from Larry. My question is, when you do a job, isn't that part of the job?
I called Larry back yesterday and asked that question of whose issue is this? And he said it should be on Terracon, but the bottom line is, nobody did it, so it needs to get done.
Yes,
So,
I can
Either
understand
it
that.
comes from Terracon to us as a bill, or to Goldberg. Either way, we're gonna wind up
It'll
paying
get
for
to
it,
us one way or the other.
one way or the others. I did give the okay yesterday to have them get started and get the company down here, because it's just it's just a cost that we're gonna have to have.
When they bid the job, wouldn't that be part of that job?
I don't know if it was a bid job between Goldberg and Terracon, or if Terracon just doing it for Goldberg, I don't know. I'm supposed to have a luncheon with Larry here in the next few weeks to kind of get up to speed on everything.
Can't they just call the location people and let them come in and do it?
Some of it was
There's no
located.
charge of that.
Some of it was located, but I don't think the underground utilities underneath the parking lot could be accessed. Whoever come in and did the locating, whether it was
If
city.
it's on private property, like your city light department, Atmos Energy, any of them, CenturyLink, MediaCom, it don't matter who it is, they're not gonna locate over there in your parking lot. You have to call an independent firm. We've been involved in a couple projects where, you know, like a softball field, and they have wires running from one dugout to the next, and this and that and the other, and we have to get hold of an independent firm to do all that for us.
DigSafe wouldn't do something like that.
DigSafe will not.
DigSafe will only do the right of ways.
Correct.
If I'm-
Right, in the right of way only.
I figured I'd do this here. I didn't know how that worked. Dick
So,
said it worked.
there are private companies out there, they're not cheap, as you can tell, but
Yeah, this is, I really don't know the name of the company that's doing the locating. I don't think it states in this. So,
We got that email too.
Yes.
That's emailed.
yes.
and even they're not 100%, because unless you have the original site plan, if you will,
Mhm.
of where the wires from light pole are, or something like that,
Yeah.
it may not be exactly accurate either. Just FYI.
I mean, they're only doing 3 test boards, so
Yeah.
hopefully that's the roll the dice and they don't hit something. So anyway, that was something I wanted to bring up.
Yeah.
Was there anything else?
The modern air is
I'll
here
let you do that.
again, same air handler one, now it's Tom with Modern Air who's coming in, since we've had somebody come in several times, and it works when they leave, and then we look and it's shut off again. And we've had them out here replacing parts, replacing actuators, and we had them out here several times, and it's not working again, so this morning, Tom should be out here at 10 o'clock this morning to take a look and see what's going on and why what's been worked on hasn't fixed the problem.
I mentioned to Andrew, as far as I'm concerned, I've been here enough that there's a point to fix it. Don't pay them until they get it fixed. They've been here enough times. They've gotta discover what the issues are. And not just keep charging us for every trip, and it's working when they leave. So they're still not getting something fixed. There's a point to where you just,
There's a point also where you've wasted enough money on it, you could have replaced the whole dadgum unit.
this,
And you know, and been money ahead, but
Therein lies the question, does that need to be accomplished? Whatever's going bad, does it need total replacement or just parts?
Well, today they're gonna be looking at, because initially we had asked, is it a computer issue? Is the computer not talking to because they replaced 4 actuators, which 2 of those had been replaced last year. So the question was, if 4 actuators are showing bad, is it a computer problem that it's not reading? So they replaced those, thinking that was the issue. So today they're looking to see if it is something on the computer end, how it's reading.
if that's the case, it's taken way, way too long to discover that's the issue. That's not right.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what the year of it is.
Kinda like your car though, if it's acting up, that light ain't on, it's not throwing code.
They can't fix it. If it's not broke, they can't fix it.
Exactly.
Yeah. You gotta wait
With the
until.
electronics anymore today, so.
Well, and your quality control in these actuators, last year, quality control actuators are probably not as good as they was 4 years ago either.
Yeah.
And we may learn a lot more today. Maybe it'll, with the owner or the boss coming in, maybe it'll get
Right.
fixed today and get it behind it. If not, I'd suggest we don't pay today's bill.
You know, that would be one way to get something figured out.
But it's been often enough and long enough.
Well, I just seen the deal, and I think that was for was that the final bill for, the,
The 32,000?
Yeah.
That was for the upgrade,
for the
yes, that is
upgrades?
complete.
That's something
Yeah.
totally separate
Correct.
than what,
Virus friendly deal, we,
And that's what we asked too, if that could have had any effect on what's happening now, and they said no.
no, that doesn't work together like that. Of course not.
can't be
Of
simple.
course not. Morning, Wade.
Morning, Wade.
It was a long, short night.
Battery issue, so
You have a battery issue? This cold weather will do that.
had my battery on charge for the last 2 days, thinking it was gonna charge it up and wouldn't even turn.
Short and completely out.
Gotta turn the charger on.
You're supposed to plug those in?
Here you go.
And now you know the rest of the story.
So sitting out in the park, I had to jump it, sitting in the parking lot running, because I don't have to deal with that, but
You could push start it?
no, I don't think it has that,
That feature?
that feature has been disabled.
So you needing to do your business and roll on today?
No, I have a bunch of other, all kinds of fuel in the fire today across the board, so.
Okay.
We're here?
Here? No, other things going on.
Oh.
Need to get your battery taken care of.
Well, I mean, at some point,
It's costing you sending it around.
but it's running, so. if I need to go-
And it'll be warm.
Next question, does it have enough gas in it?
I just filled it up.
Do we wanna go through and do all this signing and then take care of some other business, or we wanna take care of regular business first and then go through and do this?
Whichever makes it
It's
more.
easier on him, let's do his
Whatever works your
business
way.
and then we'll do signings, is my idea.
Works for me.
So I think you had this sent to you sometime here recently, the most recent CPI information from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And I know historically that's been addressed in April, but once the new salary schedule was put in place, the two were sort of separated, January and April. So I know, just so you're dealing with it within the right timelines, and I know Angie and Christina have been dealing with the other looming issue with the adjustment in pay and when that's gonna happen, and I know that was mentioned in February, but the CPI for the year 2021 was 7.5. The year before that, 1.1. So 2020, 1.1, 2019, 2.3, 2018, 1.3, 2017, 1.7. You can go back and look and see what, the 1 year, there was no CPI. Last year was the 30 cents across the board, and it goes back to, I think the data that I have goes back to 2005, where there was
2.6.
salaried employees 3.0, and then I think everybody else was 50 cents an hour, and somebody got 55 cents an hour. I can't remember who it was. So just to keep in line with what the board said they were going to do last year when the salary study was put in place, or the salary schedule was put in place in January, when you at least need to start having that discussion. I know you're dealing with this other thing in the background, but 7.5 is the CPI. Obviously there's a reason behind the scenes for 7.5. So I just wanted to throw it out there. I don't remember if it's been discussed at all, but this is the news release. Came out January 12th.
Well, we knew it was gonna be high.
We knew that calculation on the 9 days was 3.4.
346.
Yeah, 3.46.
We rounded off to 3.4, 3.5, however, but yeah, 9 days equals out for 72 hours, 3.46.
So
Did you check with any other counties what they were gonna do for their wages?
As far as an increase, no, they can.
And that's not saying we gotta follow anybody else, other than,
and I think
and maybe like we are, they haven't set any numbers yet either.
well, some places, just from word of mouth that I've received, is they have their adjustments at different points in time.
Yeah.
And being able to line that up with what Coffee County would do may be difficult, and they do it for different reasons. I mean, I know one adjacent county raised theirs 5% or something like that, and that was just to stay competitive with other counties, because their workforce was looking elsewhere, is my understanding. So
Either Allen County or Woodson, I think they went 5.9, but they may have made that decision there in December when it was 5.9 up to November, or whatever. I think Allen County's changed, but I could be correct on that.
So, just food for thought. I saw that Christine is on the schedule for Monday, so that may be a.
That'll be part of that discussion, I'm sure, we're sure of that.
I don't know what she'll be talking about, but that may be part of it.
I think that seems quite a bit, and people are probably gonna say, well, that's what it is, that's what we need, but I think that people in Coffee County need to realize that when it was like 1.2, sometimes we gave 3, we very seldom, once we didn't give any, but very seldom were we ever under what it was predicted. We were always over, so I think that's something people need to consider when we take into consideration what we're doing too.
I think that the last 8 years, the total of that has been sitting, I've got that here, 6 or 7% over the CPI during that same period of time. So that backs up what Bob's saying, same thing.
And I just make sure that the CPI, the design of the new salary schedule was that the CPI and merit increases were separated, and that was done for a reason. So one would be handled in January, one would be handled in April, so that the two would not blur together. And ultimately, that's your decision, but that's what Lisa talked about and why she came in and wanted the two separated, because I think at times the two would maybe blur together. So.
And you guys in the past haven't done percentages, you've done
Just
since.
Just one time.
Just one time. And back 15 years ago, sometime back in there, I think it was like Wade said, I think it's 50 cents, but yeah, one year we did 30. I particularly don't like percentages, because your gap gets wider, and your lower valued employees are lower paid employees. They're just as important as that top person, as far as I'm concerned, even though they're responsible. Yeah, there's a lot of different discussions can happen on that.
I wouldn't call them lower value employees.
Yeah, I didn't, that's the reason I said that.
Lesser paid employees.
Yeah, less paid. I knew that wasn't the right choice, so, because they're all valuable, and they're all important. That's the reason I've always been connected to cents per hour.
Maybe better stated, Don. It's not
I'm sorry?
Maybe better stated, it's not an I or a me thing, it's a we thing, and we all are Coffee County. So you take one one person away from whatever their job, duty, or function is, then we all suffer.
Yep,
You know,
every employee is so very important.
we just have different titles, is the way I look at it.
And that was for January, and here we are almost out of January.
Yep.
It just came out though, January 12th, so whoever wants that.
I've already read it.
Okay.
I've seen it. I knew we were doing the 9 days, and I thought we
That was
were
gonna,
3.4%, rough, give or take, maybe halfway there,
yeah,
so to speak. And
So you think-
Bob's statement is correct. I mean, it's on going on my 4th year, but from the ones I've seen in the past, yeah, the county's been quite generous, so.
We'll have, chances are, a pretty good lively discussion Monday with HR people in here.
Unless you have something else that you want to, address with me, or you can deal with other business and something comes up.
I would like to call an executive session, commission and, county councilor for $20.
Purpose.
What?
Purpose is, I don't know how to word the purpose. Our discussion Monday. Non-elected personnel, no?
I think it would be attorney-client to discuss, internal county policy.
There you go.
I think that would, I mean,
What he said. For 20 minutes.
I wouldn't hear it, but I'll second it.
well, it wasn't what happened in an open session, it was a conversation that Jesse came and had.
I'll second it.
I'll second it.
You moved and Tim seconded, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We'll go in at 9:25 for 20 minutes.
Sorry, when my granddaughter texts, I gotta get back to her.
You bet. I can understand that. I thought it was my phone.
No. Like, only able-bodied grandchild I gotta respond.
You bet.
figure out what's wrong with my computer, because my mouse, my USB's not recognizing my mouse thing, and I don't know why that is. But I thought, well, maybe I need a new battery, but that's not it, there's something else going on.
Wonderful.
Just voting for open doors, man.
Are we back in? Okay. So 20 minutes wasn't long enough. I think we need another 10 under the same people, same reason. Is that right, Mr. Chairman?
Sounds good to me.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Tim's moved, Don second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Executive session for 10 minutes, we'll go in at 9:49.
Can you recap that for some of us that just got here?
Attorneys recorded, myself, and the board, subject matter is, internal county policy issues.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
We were actually here this Monday too, so. Okay. Okay. Are you upstairs? Upstairs, right across from here. Is it Janine? Well, opposite you. Okay. She's at the front desk, she knows. Both of them know. Okay. Thank you. Yep. Like back in 2020. No problem. Yeah. Hey, how's it going? Over to do that. We're, both at meeting. I didn't know if they were around. Oh, okay. Hey, how's it going? Hey, Mark. It's corrected today. The first one. Yeah. Yeah, today is, okay, cool. No, you're good. Everybody does it. We thought about changing the name, so. Right, right. No, right, that's most common. Yeah, we're gonna do that, that's what it's kind of dropping. We had, we were looking at a couple of them. I want to drop it. That's all. We got it.
Oh, I'm supposed to warm up a little bit, I guess.
When
Again.
is that? Not today, is it?
No, well, it's a little warmer today, I think.
I don't think it is.
I'm gonna make a couple calls here.
Hey, they didn't really read MT's proposal out loud. Is that a public document that?
Well, yeah, it would be a public document,
I'm interested to see what their proposal looks like. I was kinda hoping they were gonna read it.
Yeah, I don't have a copy of that, which I probably should have a copy of that.
And if you need copies of ours, I can send extras over.
Well, I figure could get with Brad later
Right,
and
right.
get a copy, but,
And I think if we meet with Brad, maybe he could run us off a copy or something too.
yeah. It said something like proposed to recover $550,000 required for installing to begin servicing these communities.
Right. I was mainly interested in the speeds they were offering and if there was
Yeah,
any other.
I don't think they read that off,
Right.
and if they did, I missed it, so.
No, I missed it as well. I watched the,
Oh, I did misspell it. I got it correct.
everybody does.
In my
And
mind.
then-
Okay, everybody misspells my name too.
And then you don't even talk about pronunciation, so Qualcomm, Qualcomm,
Well, QuickCom's easy there.
right.
It's just, I added a C.
People try to call me Pedersen.
Yeah, I could see that. So I didn't, I kinda caught, you're not with Newstrong anymore?
I am not. I resigned, well, I got married a little over a month ago.
Okay.
And I moved to Burlington, so. had to
You've been there a long time, haven't you?
Yeah.
Years and years?
Well, mayor, 18 and a half
Wow.
years, and then 2 years on the council before that, so.
That, we're doing well in Newstrong. That
Great.
tower up there's
Yeah.
been doing good for us, so.
It is a really good location, so.
that's one of the nicer things about Coffee County as opposed to like Allen County, is you have a lot less trees.
Yeah. Well, we're, I mean, New Strong's only, what, 50, well, about 50, officially about 57 years old. So
Right, right.
It's a new town, not a whole lot of trees.
I mean, the whole county though, you get out into the hills and,
Yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of hills, but
But what we don't have in trees, we make up for in rock.
that's for sure. Yeah, I was, catch myself going just deep dive into trying to find information on the internet about Old Strong,
Yeah.
and it's pretty cool.
They had one heck of a basketball team in high school there in the,
Oh, yeah.
I guess it was in the 40s. So, Strong Tigers.
I never realized how close, Jacobs Creek community is
Yeah.
to Old Strong.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just right there.
Yeah. Yeah, having that diversity as far as the internet providers,
And we-
strong, that's nice.
We see it everywhere we go, you know, just having more, people appreciate having more options. And, you know, it's a good, it's just a good thing.
No, I knew it wasn't an issue. I told my wife
It makes
it'd be at least
everybody,
$1
it pushes
before I
us,
got
you
home
know,
later.
our competitors push us to be better, so.
Tim told me when I got here, he says, I gotta leave at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock.
Well, I sure hope you do get to.
We're back minus Wade. We're gonna wait on Wade. There's Wade.
Sorry, I've got 3 officers that you're MIA, I'm just waiting for them.
We have to tie a log chain on him, drag him along.
Wednesday's a little unusual, so 10 minutes wasn't enough last time. Thought it would be, but need to.
Make the motion for 20 minutes for the same reason.
Second. Tim moved, Jesse seconded for 20-minute executive session under the same,
Still attorney-client, still
Attorney-client.
internal county policy.
for 20 minutes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Passes. We will go in at 10:05 for 20 minutes.
Just hanging out. I can't remember if I told a story when you were here the other day. When we started building private home in Iola, we built a neighborhood at the time, right?
Yeah.
And literally 2 weeks after we built the neighborhood, cops would come in and they'd upgrade a bunch of stuff in the neighborhood, and then all of a sudden they're offering gigabit.
Really?
Just literally followed us every neighborhood we went to, about 2 weeks behind. So, I mean, that's my proof that competition makes people better.
They should have been offering the best they could
Exactly.
all along.
Exactly. You know, our pricing, if you put it next to the currently available companies in the county, our pricing is much better. And so, you know, they have a choice. They can, if they want to compete, they can get better pricing, or, you know, probably have less customers, because, you know, consumers are looking for the best value. You go to Walmart, you're looking for the best value. Same thing with your internet, so.
I just got here not too long before you did, so.
Okay. Was this must be a special meeting?
Well, no, it's a recess meeting, and it's the end of the month, so they do warrants and vouchers.
Gotcha.
That's their main business, but then they also have a catch-all for any other county business that might arise.
Gotcha.
And apparently something has arisen.
That sounds like it.
We've been in nothing but executive sessions since.
Sounded, was internal policy that sounded interesting. That's one of the things I enjoy about doing what I do is just, I get to learn a lot of stuff. I mean, learn a lot about water boards,
Yeah.
city councils, county commissions. I enjoy it.
Get a little variety in
Yep.
what we do, so. I thought I was just gonna come up here and be here for about an hour, then go back, but sounds like this might be an all morning or even beyond.
Wow. So, you've been at the paper a long time too, though, haven't you?
Yeah.
So, you were at the paper, obviously, back when you met you at New Strong.
Yeah.
I just never put two and two together on that for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know how many years I've been there for a long time. Mid-80s. Yes,
So we'd obviously like to partner with Coffee County or communities within Coffee County. It's looking pretty hopeful that we're gonna be doing projects in Hartford and Neosho Rapids. They both,
Hartford's right on the county line.
they both expressed intent to invest. Just waiting on council meetings to come up with a number. Osage City, I expect we'll be doing a project there this year or next. Obviously Garnett, so I mean, we're all the way around the county. It doesn't make sense not to do something here too.
Yeah. I guess when Valnet did their bankruptcy stuff, they kind of give you the opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, we never, we don't wanna go overbuild Nick Bright, you know, we have a respect for Nick Bright and his company, and we like him, we're actually personal friends, you know, we have text each other all the time, as companies, you know, and, so, you know, we don't set out to overbuild companies that we respect and, you know, have a mutual respect. Now, there's companies that don't feel the same way. If they come overbuild us, we'll just go try to, you know, it's free game, right? So that's really the reason we haven't been in the county, was because Nick was here, he was doing a good job, and, you know, saw really no need to. But yeah, once that started, you know, we may have even continued to stay out, except for we were doing overtime for 4 or 5 weeks just trying to install everybody. So.
Well, if I recall right, it seems like they had a lot of customers that were hanging.
Right.
Didn't know what was going to happen.
Well, that whole thing was just so weird. You know, they were trying to restructure as TelXP, but and there's some hinky stuff in there too. You know, TelXP is, you know, may even be in trouble because, you know, they used equipment from Valnet that actually was part of the bankruptcy. And so, you know, it's a whole, nobody knew what was going on, and customers don't like that.
Yeah, I went in and looked at some of the bankruptcy paperwork and everything, and
yeah,
I was scratching my head on that.
Yep.
So,
Yep. I mean, I think the bankruptcy thing is going to be coming to a head this spring. They're And I expect Tele-XP to be affected by it.
No, I'm just coming
So,
back.
just from what we're seeing, obviously, we're staying up to speed on it. You know, we had that big company out in Wichita, Pixius, that we bought it out of bankruptcy as well. Pixius Communications, they are centered on Wichita Metro, about 60 towers, 60 to 80 towers, that they had. Yeah, they're actually a really, really big company. They used to have 8,000-10,000 customers. They had bled off to 3,000 or 4,000 and filed for bankruptcy. So that was a good acquisition for us. We were able to come in and kind of save that network. We're trying to stay up to speed on the Valnet because we may be interested in it.
Were they primarily wireless then?
Pixie, yeah, they were only wireless.
So,
Yeah. Yep, we've been fortunate the last 2 years to been able to really expand, while a lot of companies chose to pull back because of COVID. Our sales went up 400% in early 2020, just trying to keep up with work from home, school from home, all that. So we've been fortunate we've been able to keep up with it.
yeah, I was gonna say with COVID, it looked like that's one industry where the demand.
You would think, but it's amazing how many of the small operators chose to pull back instead. And I think really they did a disservice to their community by not pushing forward. But a lot of them, I think, were scared that, you know, they were gonna get shut down, which I understand, but, you know, we were careful. Field technicians wear masks and gloves and spend as little time in the home as possible. I mean, there's ways to do it without being dangerous. We've been very fortunate to not have very, very few infections, so.
We're almost to the point where everybody's done with COVID.
Well, mentally, I know everybody's done with it. I'm starting to see a lot of kind of murmuring that this Omicron thing may help us reach full immunity.
Herd
Yeah.
immunity.
Which I'm ready for. I'm ready to be done with it.
Well, you don't want another lockdown and supply logjam?
Have you been keeping up with the stuff in Canada?
Yeah.
There's like 150,000 semi-trucks headed to the capital, and they're gonna just shut the place down.
Yeah. It's a mess. Well, and actually, China, here just recently, completely shut down again, trying to keep the Omicron cases down. There's
There ain't
people
no
locked
keeping
in
that down.
businesses and factories, and so, all that to say that the supply chain issues we're seeing, it looks like we're gonna get a second wave of them here.
Right.
Once all that catches up with us.
Well, they just need to go unload the containers that, all the stuff's already there. They just need to go unload it.
Yeah. We got, Quidemo on the first at 7 p.m.
You're gonna drive me back there.
No.
So I think you've probably been doing a lot of meetings.
Yep.
City council meetings and meetings.
Almost nonstop, 4, 5, 6 a week.
Been long days for a couple of months.
I think you said you're learning a lot about water districts. I
Mhm.
think you're going to those meetings too.
Well, we've been
get
going to water,
towers.
we've been going to water board meetings for, shoot, I've been going for 6, 8 years. That's been one of our best partners is Water District.
Yeah.
So, Bob Sarsig, he's Rural Water 3, and, they were a tough nut to crack. I had to go to 3 of their meetings, but we're on all the towers in the county now, or not all of them, we're on 3 or 4 of them.
So you get familiar with New Strong then?
Yep. Yep. Oh, that crew's a fun crew.
Yep.
Those were interesting meetings. And I prefer to drive to Coffee County, drive to New Strong than drive to Marysville or Silver Lake, you know,
Dodge City.
Dodge City. those are the hard ones, cause, you know, those water board meetings are usually 7 o'clock, and then you've got a 2-hour drive after you present, so. Those are the long ones. I like county commissions, cause they're usually all in the morning.
Yeah.
You haven't had to go up to Dodge, have you?
Nope.
Well, you're missing out.
I may,
And I sincerely mean that, because I hadn't been out there in a decade or so, and I could not believe how nice that town has gotten.
I'm thinking about just not going out there on principle.
Well, you're missing out on some great food and the museums.
I had never been to Dodge City until about three or 4 years ago, we went out there on the way to Colorado. And it was,
Up and coming.
to me.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was like before, but.
Oh, man, it was literally like a frontier town. It was dirty, it stunk, it just was not very well kept.
Well, they must have made a lot of good progress.
I'm sure I've been there. Dad used to drive a truck over the road, and I know he's been to Garden City. I'm sure I've been to Dodge City too, but I would've been a kid.
Yeah, and growing up, anytime we passed through there, it was always just a place you drove right on through and didn't stop. But when I went out there for QuickCom here in March, I was really surprised. I mean, I wanted to stay there longer, but it was good.
I tell you, a cool little town close by here is Madison.
Mhm. Another one that's kind of sneaky is Florence, up there in Marion County. They have that roundabout at the highway, and then Florence is kind of down on the back side of that bluff. Yeah, there's some cool little restaurants and stuff going on down there. Did you talk to Nathan at all this morning?
Cope?
Yeah.
I don't know if he's in.
Let me call him real quick. Well, I'll text him and find out if he's in.
Well, that's what Krista needs, Jayla. She's got a hip issue, like her hips will go out, she's been, she works up in here, up in the corner. And then she worked at like.
Motioned at their meeting last week, and they didn't.
She said she was trying to get a
5,
chiropractor.
which is a big deal for them.
Right.
But they still want me to come on the 1st, because even though they have support, they, you know, it's a big deal.
Wanna hear the pitch.
Yeah.
Who's gonna call Brad? They're in another 20 minutes, by the way.
Yeah, I saw them come up, and while I was talking to Quinemo, and then they went back down the stairs.
Yeah. Oh. Hey, obviously you know we're in town then, so, didn't know if you had time to meet this morning, or we're just we're hanging out. We got some other meetings set up, but, didn't know if you had time this morning. Okay. Okay. Well, just, text me, this is my cell phone, or, give me a call, and, just let me know. Like I said, we're gonna be in town most of the day, so. Right. Mark Peterson up here says that may be a while, so. So, okay. Right. Okay, well, I guess, just, like I said, shoot me a note or something. Okay. Yeah, that'd work. I guess we'll wait until the end of this executive, see if they go back in or not, and then, if they go back in, we'll head down there. All right, thanks, Brad. He heard us on the camera say I was gonna call him.
It's not live, but he can monitor
Right,
it.
yep.
Hi, Brad.
Hello. Okay, Nathan's still out.
Do we have anything else this week set?
No, based on looking at this email, probably.
Oh, that's what I was gonna ask you, when's Independence?
It was an Paola. I don't know, Jordan just,
Oh, that's right, you told me he hadn't,
he just
Send
sent me
it.
an email and said, I was not aware you had been in contact with someone from Independence. I will talk with the city managers to determine a good time.
didn't he reach out to you?
He did.
Well, he did that independently.
Yeah,
Interesting.
but the city managers,
So he wants to come to a meeting?
we might just go to one because of how kind of,
Well, see if he'll invite you. So why did he reach out to you then, if not to a meeting?
he wanted to talk about,
He himself.
wanted to talk about it. And then I responded and said that, you know, yeah, we'd love to have that conversation. You know, then we have talked to the city managers
Okay.
here recently, and we're kind of waiting to hear when a good time to
Well,
meet would be.
we get set up a meeting with him, that'd be fun. Just ask him when he wants to meet. So Mark, you have a write-up about this last Monday then too?
Yeah, well, wrote up the best as I could, it's actually in today's paper, so, well, it's tomorrow's paper, but
Oh, okay.
it's out today. I haven't watched the video, so.
Right.
which kinda sucks, it's better to be here
It
in
is,
person.
it is. If I'd known they were gonna, I thought they were gonna read the executive, I would've stuck around. If I knew they were gonna read it out loud. We're gonna be here. 9/20,
Next
it's
month.
coming Monday too.
I thought I saw you on the agenda for them.
Yep. There were some, I would consider inaccuracies that were said Monday that we wanna address, and basically just, the problem is, if they cover those areas wireless, they're basically shutting out any future grant dollars, because then those areas are now covered, right? So that's my biggest thing I wanna push, is that just think about it from that point of view, that doing this may be your last thing that you can do with grant dollars, so. Because, you know, if Lebo is now served with 100/20, we would not apply for any grants to overbuild that, right? So, you know, that may exclude Lebo from ever getting fiber to the home. And so that's the biggest thing I wanted to think about.
I told her we'd only take 10 minutes now.
Huh?
I said I told her we'd only take about 10 minutes. The clerk.
Where?
Me? Oh.
Yeah, when I called back yesterday.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I'm sure I can keep it under 10 minutes.
Just
Yeah, I
warn
think
them
I
ahead
put
of
you down
time,
for
I could be
15, I
planning
think,
a
yeah.
big dissertation.
Well, 10 minutes here means more like 20 or
Right.
30.
Well, that's one thing,
True.
that's one thing I do
Yeah.
appreciate about these guys, is they're very engaged. A lot of the county commissioners, they just kinda stare at you,
Don't have
and
to
you say your piece and then leave, so.
Well, when you get into something like that, I mean, it is a lot to take in.
Absolutely.
We don't deal with it every day, I understand.
Right.
Chairs don't fit like the old ones, Pete. Are you guys back for a while, or are you going back in again? I have no idea. I think Wade's got some other things he needs resolved, so I think we're gonna be here. Okay. Put some check marks on for a while. Just an assumption of mine.
You say you lost part of your board.
MIA.
We're gaining.
Yeah.
There they are.
Well, it's been some long meetings, so we kinda had to,
Lost dog.
well,
Okay.
we've got to have a little break every now and then. I think Don had to go to the boys' room.
Hey, guys coming on the warrants,
On the what?
on the warrants and vouchers.
We have them.
Slow.
The basket's almost full.
Oh, we got one more and there's another pile right here.
Well, I wasn't here at the beginning, so I didn't know if you actually got to work on them yet or
A
not.
little bit.
Yeah.
You was gone Monday too.
I was.
You didn't have no replacement here to.
No.
Missed you.
I watched you on video.
You know, info there, put something in the paper.
Yeah.
A line or two.
All right, we're all back. As a result of the executive sessions, no actions being taken today. We'll resume at a later date, I guess, on that. I guess we'll just roll with checks and vouchers, roundtable. Is there any more roundtable? Andy, you got anything?
I do not.
Do we need to,
Oh,
quick comment?
How's it going?
no, yeah, I forgot you
I'm
all.
sorry.
No, you're good.
Quick comments here. You guys got anything?
We're just hanging out.
You're just hanging?
We were supposed to meet with a couple of y'all, I think, this morning, but then obviously this came up, so.
Okay.
We're just hanging out till another appointment. But I wanted to, if nothing else, extend an invitation next couple days. If any of you want to do one-on-one meetings with us, we're wide open, so. You know, name the best coffee shop in the county and we'll meet you there.
Right.
Might be a guessing game.
Right? Or we could tour them all. I mean, we just go to every one of them and see which one's the best, but, we're gonna be back Monday. You know, I just wanted to, I didn't realize y'all were gonna read the stuff out loud. I thought you'd do an executive, otherwise we would've stuck around, but, just wanted to, I guess, clarify some things. I can do that Monday,
Do that Monday.
so.
That was what was on the agenda, it was, Angie's already sent out, that you
Right.
wanted some clarification
Yep.
on.
So we just dropped in more than anything because we didn't have anything else better to do. so.
Just hanging out.
I need
in
to
the
talk
big
to,
town of
I had to
Bradenton.
talk to Wade anyway, and, Mark was here, so we've been chatting, so. But does everybody have my card still? Get a hold of me, just shoot me a note. I'm pretty open, like I said, I can meet anybody anytime the rest of the week, so.
I think Bobby and Brad took the proposals and,
Yep.
analyzing them.
Yep, and, Brad called me yesterday, we had a good conversation. I even go down and meet him in his office too, so.
Yeah.
But,
Some of the clarification you was asking for, Eric, was Brad able to provide that?
I believe
for-
so.
Yeah,
And-
right, which he should be able to, I'm sure.
Yep, and, you know, I clarified some of our positions too,
Okay.
on the proposed stuff, and I can get into that a lot more in-depth on Monday.
Because it sounded like a lot of things that was being discussed there, there's different levels. and
Correct.
We gotta rely on Brad to guide,
And-
or I do anyway, rely on somebody
Yeah.
to guide our
Absolutely.
decision.
And in our conversation with Brad, or my conversation with Brad yesterday, you got the right guy, I think. He cares about the county, he cares about broadband, and he knows what we've talked about, so. I just wanna make sure that everything's apples to apples, and you guys understand as much as I can, what our proposal is, so. Sometimes I don't say things well, or I leave stuff out, so I just wanna make sure we communicate well,
No problem.
so.
Thank you.
That's all I got.
Appreciate you setting in.
Yep, no problem.
You're gonna be very bored if you sit here and watch us sign all this paperwork.
I wasn't planning on sticking around, so.
You guys have a good,
Yeah, you
good
too.
day. I don't think I have anything else. We did the Goldberg deal. I think we'll just continue with signing vouchers and checks and roll on. Unless anybody's got anything they want to discuss.
I don't have anything for roundtable.
Tim's got that look. I can see smoke in his
I'd
eyes.
like to resolve the issues we've got today.
I would love to
I
resolve.
I really want to.
But we have
Wade.
that responsibility.
We do.
Wade had to take off.
Can we check back later if he's available and we'll
He might be
continue?
later. If, you know, there was a lot of stuff absorbed, so we need to, I know Monday's gonna be a pretty busy day. So I don't know.
I don't know how long Christina's gonna take for you guys, but I know it's
Well,
gonna
there's
be.
probably gonna be a lot of questions and answers if she's got the answers too.
I'm talking with her tomorrow morning, I believe, to tie up any other information she needs to give to you guys, so.
She might have some of the answers
She might.
that we're looking for too, so.
I'm sure she's got the answer.
Well, like I say, no action taken today on the executive sessions, so we'll just, roll on, do what we're here to do. Sign our names.
You check that out, it's just on there.
Okay.
Tim, I guess we figured out why the, Democrat Party don't want their president speaking, didn't we?
Real quick.
Real quick, what do you think?
Son of Leslie.
Oh, my.
Heads back to the basement.
Than our previous president, that'd be.
He would already be hanging from the moon. Has anybody heard anything, anybody went into Momgars and visited with them, any of the executives there, see how they're doing? I mean, there's people there all the time.
I know the manager there, he said it's just rolling.
Going good, huh?
He said it's just, well, didn't use the word rolling, he said it's doing good.
Okay, good, good.
It's the outcome they were hoping for, I believe.
I talked to Dave, and I've known Dave for a while, but not real well. I talked to Dave there, might have been the last week of December, and asked him if they had met their objective. And the only thing he said, we've exceeded our objective.
Exceeded it, good.
They were feeling real good. Mark, I'm sure you probably had talked to Dave, so.
It's great to be able to buy locally.
I don't know.
Such a good feeling.
I don't know. Oh, Don,
Let us
you want to initial that or do something? I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know whether we sign that or not.
I don't remember doing it prior.
I'm not sure we do
I don't
this,
think
Bob,
so.
but I'm not gonna tell you.
We
I
got-
think
we got-
signature on the front part.
You better to overdo it.
I
than-
think this does.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Maybe better to overdo it than underdo it, I
Oh,
suppose.
sorry.
I gotta move on.
Ken, did you see anything on that yesterday that, due to the, I think it was one of the Supreme Court or something, ruling on the mandatory shot for 100 employees and more, that OSHA pulled their mandate back?
Yep. A great idea. It should have been
What
on
about
there.
the people that's already done it?
people lost their jobs though before that.
Well, a lot of them did.
They
Got
did.
done.
They need to,
There was a couple hundred Marines in that one, or Marines or Navy, that some of the servicemen got relieved.
I think it's time they come back.
I forget how many there was in that one post, or.
See some lawsuits.
Yeah, there will be.
Yep.
I don't know if you want me to take those.
Yeah, you feel free to take them. I'll just put them there and you.
The attorneys will have a good time with a lot of things.
It's gonna be a good stimulus check for the attorneys.
Mhm.
I still say that's mandated consent, and I want somebody to look at that. Those two words should not be put together.
What two words is that, Tim?
Mandated consent.
Okay.
I mean, like there's a lot of schools across the country that are gonna get educated too, that the parents are finally gonna maybe take some responsibilities for kids' education.
It got interesting in Virginia yesterday. Some of the schools decided to go ahead and order masks when the governor said, we stop it.
Angie, this Coffee County Council on Aging, the 91, now this money does not include the money for area agency now, right? Because we decided last year that we were going to pay it directly to area agency.
Two separate checks, I
Two
thought,
separate
wasn't it?
checks, not one to these and then they turn around and send money to them.
I'll have to check on that. Let me check on that
Okay.
before, 'cause,
Here's
yeah,
the thing.
yeah, let me check on that.
Do I need to pull the check?
Not yet,
Not yet.
not yet.
I forgot. Forgot about that suspension. Angie, on the propane tanks that the county has, and I have no idea how many they've got, and have no idea where they're at. Are we on, is our propane tanks on a route, or do we call? And you may not know the answer to that.
We're just not on.
Well, is our propane tanks, the suppliers, MFA and more, do they run us on a route? Or are they waiting for us to call to fill our tanks back up?
Are you doing road and bridge?
No. Well,
No, Road and
No.
Bridge is still down here.
no, it's not road and bridge.
I'm not exactly sure about it.
The JSB has a tank, so does,
Let's see, here's my question. $2 a gallon versus $1.60.
Yeah, I can't answer that. You have to
And
talk
to
to
me-
Carl.
Carl's one that takes care of that.
Yeah,
Who's this, JSB?
Carl, yeah.
This is, goes to Coffee County Recycle.
And you'd have to talk to Todd on that one. I can find out if you want me to call him.
You know, we
Who is
don't
that?
be paying 40 cents a ton.
Who is that one?
More,
That's more, and this is MFA.
which don't surprise me. Which don't surprise me. But to me, what I'll be getting as low as we possibly
Oh, yeah.
can. If you don't mind, we might do a little, I don't know what the rest of the commissioners say.
Do we enter into a contract?
Well, I don't think so, but I'm not gonna answer that one either.
Well, you can find out. I thought we had pretty well decided that we were gonna go local with everybody.
Of course, MFA is local, they've got a tank here and supplying a lot of Coffee County. But they're,
Yeah.
because their base is in Missouri.
Well, I know more would not have a problem with going up there, because I've seen it trucks up Ottawa.
Won't have a place.
He goes to my.
I don't like 40 cent spread.
No.
You know, if it's a dime, might be understandable.
He goes to the northeast part of the county.
He's
Yeah,
not-
I've seen him up there.
I know he does.
I think he's got two trucks.
He does.
I haven't talked to Doug for a moment. I bet we're on a will call deal, but I don't know.
That does pretty good to check on you if he services you.
I don't know how to do it.
$735 to Howard, Elk County Jail, Sheriff. Here's $735 to the Elk County
You
Sheriff.
know, there's two of those was taken at the same time, came back saying, are we set up where we can hold 2, 3, 4 prisoners at one time?
I have no idea. I have no idea how they do it.
That adds a little more risk to those trips.
Yes, that does.
Yeah, there's two of those. First two, I think, was in and out at the same time.
I have no idea how we do that.
I bet it's single. I bet it is. Unless you got a van.
Well, they have a van.
Do they have a van?
They have a van,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I
They bought a van here
Here,
a couple of years ago.
here's this here's from the second attorney that I just looked at. The other's back here. Retention, $1,033. That's Rustin.
Did
In
they
the
get by-
in the last several months, it's
1,600.
1,630.
No,
What's made this change?
That's what I wanted.
We had one.
And we had one up here already,
It was
and I
for
seen
16.
that.
What was it
Was
for?
it for 33? One,
You know, I missed that one, or
It was
just looked at it and moved on, but here we got two of them at 1033, and it had been about 10-something here a year or so ago, then all of a sudden it went to 1,100, and then it went to 1,600.
Now it's back down to,
So who's calling the shot on that?
that's what I asked.
Because we're retaining 5 or 6.
suppose a judge, someone.
It was a ways back. That might be a waiting question.
Because it jumped about $500 there in that 1 month.
Oh, yeah.
It's been that way for several
For
months.
about 2 to 3 months, it's been,
I think further back than that, Tim.
all right.
Somebody's setting those values.
Yep. find it, but I know it was in there.
Yeah, it was in there.
You wanna take a quick bathroom run?
Okay, Bob, I just have a question. So, we're supposed to pay Burlington only what they are supposed to get, is that correct?
We pay them what them and the other in the county get.
Okay, and then the other goes to,
The, what, 50,000 or 60, whatever it
there's,
is,
49,000
49,
should go to,
that they would send to,
Franklin.
it goes directly to East Central Kansas area
yes,
agency.
so we need to write that check directly
We
to
send
them,
the
and
direct-
then go ahead and give to all county to here, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right, that's what we had decided.
Okay, yeah. I gotta get that here. Okay.
There wasn't any ad, there's just 110 on there,
Yeah, that's it.
Did you watch, Bob, did you watch Tucker last night?
No, I did not.
Wish you would have.
I usually, if I watch, I will go back on the internet and watch them. So I might, tonight if I
On
don't
Israel,
watch
go
TV, I
back,
don't watch TV.
go back, and if you can find it, Israel. And the vaccine. Very interesting.
Several articles on that, very interesting. Ukraine, several, there were several of them that's like banned it.
This doctor spoke about it, and he was asking him to stop. A lot of concerns.
I've heard that this Omicron is basically taking over the Delta, doesn't really exist anymore. And it's
And that's
Omicron.
good.
That's good, yeah, that's probably a good thing to come out of that. We get a little activized.
On the way down, I was doing a briefing on, an ape had died, and wondering if due to the, they call it COVID, would have been corona, and wanted to know if it was tied to the COVID, what killed the 60-year-old ape.
Okay, I need that check, see, you have the.
It's all, everything's right there. You just have, you have the whole thing.
All right, thank you.
I think I'm done with them.
Okay.
Is that road and bridge for the,
Yep.
that's a short step.
Month.
Oh, that's a 13th. Is that 13th month just that tops?
Yeah, this.
Top section, yeah.
stuff, Don?
I'm sorry.
Were you gonna check on that propane stuff?
You want me to call Todd and ask?
Yeah,
or who-
I'm sorry, I thought you were gonna check.
Oh, I was working on that aging
Okay,
thing.
yeah, you were
Who
going
would you like me to call? Would you like me to call Carl or Todd?
What?
uh,
Todd doesn't seem,
you know, Todd's ordering for the recycling deal.
But to
I'm
verify
not
if
exactly
it's on
sure.
a,
Well, are they on the route, or they're on the will call? And who do they call for what,
okay.
for what tank?
See if he's out there.
Tom, I see that the traffic study? That's what I thought.
I didn't realize you were gonna call it here, so.
Oh, you want me to go in there?
Well, I thought that's what you're gonna do. We don't need to.
Hey, Todd. Hey, commissioners are signing here, so you're on speaker.
Okay.
They have a question about your propane and how you order that. So Dawn's gonna talk, I think, this
So I
year.
just said,
Okay.
it's all those things. And this,
Don, you want
making
to-
sure.
Yeah, Todd, we've had, the propane that we get, I have no idea how many tanks we got, I have no idea where the tanks are located. What's the procedures on ordering propane? Are they on, do we have a contract with our propane suppliers? Or do they just run, we have an agreement with a certain propane supplier? They
So
run,
the
they
two
run the,
tanks are actually owned by More Propane.
okay, there's two tanks you take care of are owned by More Propane then?
Right. And so then they just come, fairly regularly and fill us back up.
Okay, and they're at a certain price. We have another tank that we got a bill on today that's considerably higher than what More Propane is. And, you know, we don't know the procedure on that one, so evidently we've got an agreement with two different suppliers.
Right, so you need to find out who owns that tank.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that answers the one question.
Okay,
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, thanks, Todd.
all right, you're welcome.
And the other one,
Bye-bye.
called Carl on.
the vehicle drained up.
He came in and told us about it.
Yeah, he's probably got two tanks out there for those two buildings.
Deer,
I don't know
deer.
where
Oh,
Carl-
sorry, I just.
Where did it be?
No, he came in and told
Tank
us
that
about
Carl
it, yeah.
Joint
And it was
service
easier
building.
to pay than
Should
paying
just
it
be-
up.
Right, right, I remember him telling us that.
But I don't remember whether it was a deer or where it was. I remember him telling us. I think
Talk to
that
sheriff's
was-
office?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a deer.
A deer one.
Mhm.
Nice.
I
I'll
think
see
the
if I can
deductible is
locate
5,000
him.
on her.
Yeah, that's why he,
And this is less, than that, so we didn't even,
Yeah.
he didn't report it to insurance.
makes sense.
Even if you report it and they don't pay, it's a hickey.
Yeah.
You know, I did not realize that. And I paid it and everything, but it showed up on my insurance. as
Did
an
you turn it
accident.
in?
Yeah,
Property damage.
yeah. Way underneath the deductible. I paid it out of pocket, but it still showed up as an accident.
Yeah. I don't even.
Have this phone back here?
No. It's in
No,
Andy Douglas.
it's Angie. Sounds like an office phone. What really made me mad, that was a hit and run up there at the Sprint Center. When we was able to go.
Can we keep this one separate, because it's for that, senior center for
Mhm.
here?
Okay.
So, we keep that one
You
together.
can do it however you want it.
Yeah, I gotta keep it separate, it's a special issue.
Did you go ahead and change the 90
No, we
down to
haven't.
50 then?
To 41.
81.
What
Well,
happens
you're right,
to the-
55 is what the, 50,500
So-
is there.
So we ought to have another check for them then.
Yeah,
It
she's
should
gonna
have-
run it Monday.
Okay, so it needs to be one for the difference.
He wants to pick that one up Monday, so that's why she'll run the other, we can mail it.
guys buy your checks by the semi-loads? I'm just gonna, there gotta be pallets of checks laying somewhere for this place.
I left a batch out.
No, we're done.
It's like, those should have been in that
Okay.
envelope that just got returned. Yeah, sorry. So, thank you.
Yep.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna start an association.
That's why I asked that question earlier, Don.
You know what? I think I'm gonna start an association or something.
Oh,
I knew there
okay.
was gonna be, I knew there was
Yeah, but
gonna be.
everybody else is signed off on it too, so I would think.
Get charged dues.
Huh?
Get charged dues and call it association. My ass hurts.
Johnson Association of Poor Bastards.
Oh.
Hey, Brad, what are you doing?
You guys ready for a break?
A true break?
You, is that
Give
what
your
you're
hands a
saying?
break?
I didn't say a true break.
Nope.
Hey, can you look at something like that? I can't get my mouse. It's not wanting to use it. It says USB not recognized.
There's three of them.
And I bought a pen.
And the other ball came down.
Maybe they felt guilty charging so much money.
We need to find out what to our first one, maybe we need to get refund.
I was gonna ask about that.
Who do we ask?
We need to find out what's going on,
Yeah.
and not discover this is not the right price, it goes up 6 cents. So we need, there's enough difference there, we need to know the reason why.
Yeah.
I've always been able to use it with my.
You can discover that Monday.
I guess you could call Jamie at court and ask her if you know. She's in, her name's on it. Might as well do it while your question is in here.
Well, just go talk to her right quick. Well, I guess we could do that in court, just call her.
You could do it right here.
Yeah, we'll have Angie.
We would all know what's
Yeah,
going on.
This is 13th month.
Are these all separate?
Those are 13, this whole thing's 13 month.
Okay.
I'm starting on the road and bridge. Road and bridge was the 13th month.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
This is
I do,
the start of
so.
the 13th. That's all stuff that was already there.
This is 13th, so this is
How
all
it
the
adds up.
13th month for the courthouse.
Oh, okay.
That's 13th month for the road and bridge.
Okay.
But this wasn't that container over there, correct?
Yes,
It
yes,
wasn't that.
yes.
Will you tell me when you're in them then?
Okay, yeah. There's altogether different package here, so.
Yeah, that's not. But it just will not. Not when it's ready.
It's still in the same, this is a different deal. This is,
So this will be the last that goes into here.
This much all goes in there, but this is the 13th month, so there is a break in it.
So, all right.
But it did come out of the same container.
I don't know.
Okay. Is this the road and bridge that I haven't received road and bridge yet?
Okay. It all came out of the same box. I
Mhm.
think those go with those, and I think, I don't know, it might need to be separate, but to go together, but they're separate, I don't know.
I can look and tell you.
The top page there is labeled
The last
13th
two
month.
there or what?
There is a top page.
Okay.
Look at the top right side of that.
Okay, this is all,
Yeah, 13th month.
yeah, that goes with that.
Okay.
From here to here is all.
I was fairly certain all that was done.
Alright.
Just didn't wanna grab
What is
his
that?
copy.
Right, but I wanted to see.
Oh.
Yeah, these are 13 months.
Okay.
They still go in the same box, so correct?
Yeah, we'll kind of turn them sideways
Separate
so
'em.
that they don't get mixed up.
Okay.
Okay.
Would you wanna catch Jamie, Hazen, to see if we get some clarification on the
Sure.
contract for the term?
Anybody, we've got clean cop cards.
Do you want me to sign this one now?
Sure.
And
Yes.
you said you wanted to keep it
I
separate.
want to keep that voucher and, yeah, all that together,
Okay.
and,
You want to just move the check along with it?
Sure.
then? Okay.
We're gonna just turn it off and turn it right back on.
get it, Lisa.
Unplug it.
Isn't like that at all.
$450 for Osage County. Or no,
Yeah.
Chase County.
Yeah.
Hey, Jim.
Hey guys,
Jamie, how you doing?
good, how are you?
We've had, I'm getting along good. We signed vouchers for, 3, 4, 5 attorneys. You know, it's on retention, or I'm not sure what the right word is for that. I know when I first came on, you know, it was $950 or $1,000, then it went to $1,100, then it went to $1,200. The last 3, 4, 5 months has been $1,630 or $1,640, and I don't recall. Now everything's back down to $1,033.
That's because we started a new year, so now we have a new panel. It starts January 1st, and we have 5 attorneys on our panel
I
now.
was thinking there's 4 or 5.
And then the amount on the agreement was a little different, so now it's split between the 5. So that's why there's a new amount.
Well, so it went from 4 to 5 attorneys, all of them are, one more attorney, then they're getting less.
So
They're
we,
just allocating $5,000 for that purpose.
we have X amount of dollars for the attorneys for the
Okay.
entire 12 months.
Okay.
So sometimes we have 3 attorneys,
Okay.
sometimes we have 5.
Explains that very quickly.
Thank you.
It's the
Yep.
same amount of money, it's just different.
Same amount of money, well, it's probably different than last year
Probably
regardless, but we have 5
this
attorneys now,
Alright.
thankfully, instead of 3.
Do you actually need, you know, if you got by with 3, do you actually need 5 now?
Yes.
What guides that? Of course, I'm sure cases guided it.
It's really just the attorney's interest. So it's totally up to the attorneys to want to be on our panel. So we could have 10 cases or we can have 1,000 cases, and we might only have 3 attorneys who care to be on the panel. It's very helpful when you have more attorneys because the attorneys end up with 60 to 70 cases at one time, and that's a lot of cases. So the more attorneys you have, the more you can disperse the caseload, is the idea. But then Allen County, they have 1 attorney for all of their appointments. So it's really just,
Is he fully staffed, is he fully employed with the county though, or he's getting a?
he gets all the buckets.
He-
So he gets all of the misdemeanor panel, or she, whoever it is, they get everything for that year. But that's essentially all that they do is the court-appointed docket for just Allen
So,
County.
really for us, it really doesn't concern us whether you have 5 attorneys, 10 attorneys, or 2. It's still that number up here, that
It's
that's the money's
still the
gonna go
same amount
and be
every
split
month.
among them, so it's really none of our, we really shouldn't care how many attorneys you have then, cause it's
I
gonna
don't-
still cost us the same.
Right, it's gonna cost the same amount of money every month,
Right.
no matter how many attorneys. We
So
just
it
split
goes by months?
We have a yearly budget, so we have the 12 months, and this is how much you get paid
So then we divide the yearly budget by 12 months and then the number of attorneys that we have. So at the end of the year, you're spending the same amount of money on the misdemeanor panel.
How's those attorneys get subsidized for a normal wage of 70, 80, 90, 100? If they take a lot more cases, they spend 40 hours a week here to accomplish their objectives, do they get extra money from another source?
A lot of them are on multiple panels. So
I assume that based on what you're, but
And
at
then of
$1,000
course-
retention, they gotta be on a lot of panels to make a living.
Mhm. And a lot of them will do the panel attorneys for multiple courts, and then a lot of them are on the federal panels, like James Campbell, he
Which
did.
would be more funds coming from those sources.
Yeah. And then, of course, they have their private practice too. They can always do private cases, so.
But
on
at
the-
$1,000 a month, they're only talking about 5 or 6 hours work
It's not very much.
at most of their rates.
Yeah, well, and the court appointed, you would hope that you would think that they would want to get through those cases quicker because they're not getting paid as much as they do for private appointments, but some of them don't work that way. So,
Appreciate the information.
No problem.
Thank you for
Have
the
a good day.
update.
Play center out west.
Well, northwest, north central,
See, we
straight north of Manhattan, isn't it? Yeah.
paid them for inmate housing. That's quite a ways.
Straight north of Wichita.
That's
You
quite
say
a
Clay
ways.
Center?
Yeah, straight north of Wichita, isn't it?
Oh,
No, it'd be, Clay
Clay.
Center.
Clay Center.
Yeah, Clay Center's north of Manhattan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That seemed like it'd be a long ways to
Second inmate.
take an inmate.
Might have been the only place that.
That's right. Wow.
While it's fresh in my head, I will be gone. Correct. We'll be going February 7th. Monday, February 7th.
It's the 13th month.
Yeah, yes, this is still all the same stuff.
Yep.
Don hadn't said any different
Yeah,
yet.
this is the bottom of it.
So this is starting here?
13th month.
13th month.
They just want it in that box.
It all went in that box.
But they wanted
Just turn it
to mark it in between somehow.
So I'll turn
crossways
it
or
sideways.
Yeah.
Alright. I'll let Angie know. That's even west of Manhattan.
Pretty good drive.
Yeah.
You might have been thinking of Valley Center, Tom.
Yeah, Valley Center is down there.
That's north, a little northwest of Wichita.
See, that would have to be a break too. You have to let the officer out, doesn't it? You have to have a break along in there.
It'll take two officers.
Person in custody.
It's probably 3-hour drive.
Still not working.
Three and a half.
That kind of goes back to our insurance question.
Yep.
The convict, or the prisoners and the county employees.
But that's still part of the sheriff's department, which they had that, some sort of rider.
Rider, yeah, as a rider.
Here's an invoice in the 13th month for the sheriff's office. They got a brand new recording system.
Still nothing.
That instead of being one quality, it's a half a quality. And how's a half a quality work? And it does 119,000 down to 59. And then we traded in a half a quality, which took 37,000 off of it. I wonder what the half a quality actually stands for.
I don't know if it was half of the unit, cause that was the one that went down and they didn't realize it wasn't recording.
Yeah.
What was that, Don? I could probably answer that.
Do what, Brad?
They're
probably answer that.
recording down at the sheriff's office.
That's the voice recording for.
But it's they call it a half a unit. How can you buy a half a unit? And they traded in a half a unit. Which I guess don't make a difference, that's
Yeah.
what it takes.
That's the term.
The identification doesn't quite make sense.
Yeah, I guess I can't answer that question.
Had to do with his 911 though.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping the record.
It had to do with his 911 though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send this across, this is something to keep totally separate.
Okay.
The aging, there's a signature and a initial.
I'm just gonna go ahead and send it across now. You'll have it over with.
I should have been watching him at work. I could learn something.
I didn't fix anything. I don't know what, yeah. I'd have to spend some more time.
While waiting.
Yeah, we do.
Okay, here.
You guys want to give me a call when you're ready to hear what I found on the proposal?
We can stop. We can stop.
I don't want to stop you. You guys are working.
We're fine.
Okay.
I don't think I have the authority to do that.
All right. Okay. As far as the proposal from QuickCom and MT Networks for broadband internet, if we wanted to compare apples to apples, we are not. That's, pretty much what I've come to the conclusion. We have three different things.
So, well, right, that's what I noticed when we knew the one from QuickCom was
fiber to the home.
Fiber to the home, so that was out.
Yeah.
And so we go to the two that is wireless.
Yes.
And you had
MT
Networks,
which was original proposal that we okayed and then had to take out for basically a bid.
right?
And they're two different technologies, and the way the bid was written, QuickCom's, would be disqualified because it doesn't have the fiber backbone from the wireless towers. Their technology's different. The QuickCom bid is wanting to use small cell technology to cover the area, which is basically one large tower pointing to several towers around the county, or several radios on inside the city limits that'll cover like a 12 or a dozen houses in that area, and they'll put towers, or radios, excuse me, on, you know, power poles to cover everybody in the city limits. MT Networks proposal, and that was the original one, is, you know, a different technology that covers an 8-mile radius. So it'll cover a 16-mile circle is what they're proposing. And that was the original proposal that the fiber board brought to you. What Bobby wrote up doesn't say anything about covering the rural areas. He just says these 4 towns: Lebo, Waverly, Gridley, and Leroy. And
So best bid is what?
Did we write to ask for the right information on what we wanted to accomplish?
So they don't have the same playing field, really?
they're not trying to cover the same area.
No.
I'm actually more concerned about the rural, because years ago when we invested all this money, one of the things that we really discussed and talked about was that the rural people, the town, most of the city people already had access of some kind.
Yeah.
Was we need to get it out to the rural people, and when we invested that couple $1 million, that was one of the things that we told them, is we're going to get this out to the rural people.
Yes.
And now it looks to me like we're gonna do 16 miles inside the cities, but we're still not gonna ignore the rural people.
No. If the original
Okay,
proposal,
explain that one then.
okay. I'll go back to what the fiber board originally proposed was, through QuickCom. And if you remember this map, we put a tower in each area. There's currently a tower in Burlington, so it'd cover the center. And that tower would cover 90% of the county.
This MT or QuickCom?
This is MT's proposal.
Okay, but you just said something through QuickCom.
Or, sorry.
No,
I did.
I just wondered if
Okay.
we were working
No,
together.
No,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
If I said that, that was a mistake. This is full MT's
Okay.
proposal that they brought to the fiber board. And this is what we brought to you. Was 4 towers covering 8-mile radius,
reaching as
much as the county as we can. When Bobby wrote the bid, he asked to cover this for 4 cities. And so that's where QuickCom came back with their proposal, which is cheaper, but it just covers the city limits.
But it doesn't have the fiber backhaul
It doesn't have the-
capability to get that information out.
Their wireless technology will be more than adequate probably to carry what it does, but again, fiber is always better.
Can we have it rebid? And have it in time?
Well, in the bid proposal, we asked for a fiber backhaul. And that itself eliminates QuickCom. If you want to do that, go that way. This is up to you. That's,
Correct me
we
if I'm
can,
wrong, but when we're talking about connecting rural homes, when you have a 8 or 16-mile radius, it's 8 miles any direction.
8 miles any direction.
So this town's only a mile square, so you're getting 7 miles out into the country.
Yes.
Clear around. And
Yes.
then when you go to New Strong, you're doing the same thing.
Yes.
When you go to Waverly, you're doing the same thing.
New Strong and Burlington's probably gonna touch.
Yeah. Map. This was the map.
Yep. Okay, New Strong wasn't one of them, that's right.
There's currently a tower right here in Burlington, that will cover the center area.
Right.
QuickCom, their bid did not cover what we requested.
They don't have the fiber backbone.
You know, he's
Correct.
wanting some
They do not have
explanation,
the fiber.
he's wanting some explanation or
Yeah.
some clarifications what he's asking for, which makes me wonder if the request
The
is
request,
fully accurate.
Yeah.
And I'm not standing up for them, because I don't know either one.
the request, I did not read this until you handed it to me Monday. The request is for the current sitting for the four communities, Lebo, Leroy, Waverly, and Gridley. It wants individual mapping of each aforementioned community should be provided to exhibit the average upload and download connectivity demonstrated, so that wasn't included either. NT Networks did include that. I just, you know, they're
Do I recall right, we have a timeline we have to,
I don't think, I don't recall a timeline.
Okay.
There,
I don't believe there is a,
well, there's a timeline on the bid,
yeah.
but
Well, as far as I'm concerned, if the specs were called out, basically the specs were called out. You have to, as you just read and mentioned, and one business adhered to those specs and one didn't, is what you're saying.
Yes.
So the one that adhered to the specs wins.
I totally agree.
And say they,
And it's just and unfortunately, it's just a position, it's a position that MT Networks is in position with the fiber backbone because of the investments that the county has made previously,
yes.
that basically kicks QuickCom out of the.
Yeah, I would love to see QuickCom here. The competition is great.
I would too, but
This fiber to the home, I would say bid it again. Bid, you know, if more money comes in that, I would definitely look into that and bid that.
Now, to me, the whole incident is that the county invested money into one organization, and now that we come along later, because of the county's investment, we have canceled out anybody else of even being able to.
Competition.
Competition. It's sad that we were a part of that.
free trade, or whatever you wanna call it.
Yeah, when we first entered into the agreement with MT Networks, we did, you know, at that time we asked everybody, you know, we want a fiber backbone through our county. QuickCom was a small wireless company.
It sounds like they've done an awful lot of growing.
They've done a great job of growing.
I mean, it looks like they really,
And they sent out bids, you know, I worked here, I wasn't the IT director, but they sent, you know, invitations to 6 people in the area, and only 2 that responded were CenturyLink, we were with, and MT Networks.
they just, 2 of them submitted a bid the first time.
Yeah. And
Yes, you went with what you had.
And the CenturyLink bid came in late, and it was $6 million. So MT Network saved us $4 million at that time. Because the bid we got from CenturyLink was 6, and they had us over a barrel. It's either we had to build our own, or we went with CenturyLink.
But because they got the inside track this time, they're saving us money this time also, correct?
Correct.
More
You
or
know,
less.
they, you know, we have our phone system through them. They're saving us money that way. They're saving, yeah.
Okay, let's just kind of recap this, let me know where I'm at, where I'm thinking. This bid was, we're using ARPA money, correct?
Correct.
And MT's was 500,000?
550.
550 or the lowest cost
And
of,
they're going to put 4 towers in,
yes,
and they are, because they already supposedly have one in Burlington.
yes.
And it's basically going to cover, but that does not eliminate QuickCom's ability to be able to go out and pick up customers wherever they want.
No, or, you know.
Okay,
You know,
as long as, I mean, I don't agree with the way that it's gone down, but as long as it still gives the freedom to someone else.
yeah, we're not eliminating
Okay.
anybody, you know, it's,
Well, and
there is a competitive advantage though.
even
So we
prior
put in-
to, everybody had the opportunity to put a fiber
Yeah.
trail within the county, and MT Networks was the ones that.
Only one available that could do it.
Yeah, and the other one was Layton, which was an astronomical price, so I mean, everybody was given the opportunity, you know, to do it.
Yeah.
And same as now, they've been given the opportunity to bid.
Yeah, I like, you know, I like the fiber idea. You know, I wish we could go that way, but, you know, that's $3 million. But, and again, our goal was the rural areas, and our bid did not say that. I'm just gonna say that, our bid did not say rural. It said just 4 cities, that's what.
See, that's the part I don't like.
Yeah. And, you know, with the fiber backbone in there, they, you know, didn't meet that either. You guys,
You know,
I'm trying to give you what information I have.
In all reality, fiber to the home now at $3 million
Very cheaper.
is very, very cheap.
Yes.
Because they're gonna have to run from here everywhere.
In the cities.
In the cities.
Yeah, and there's still.
But it does not include the rural, it does
Yeah.
not include the rural communities,
that's-
and that's what we're
And
trying to
Lyon
do.
County looked at $4 million to do that, and that, it's looking like that's not enough money.
Oh, it's probably gonna be 10.
40 million, not.
Yeah,
not
30
was
million. 30 million, I think, was the start.
Yeah.
And then it's going up to,
And I still think it's not enough money for it. So we're looking at, you know, astronomical amounts of, well, for us, to cover all of Coffee County.
So really, this wireless is a temporary solution to a long-term problem.
you're pretty, that's
pretty accurate.
That's pretty accurate.
Well, the technology, well,
In 5 years, the technology may, you know, the satellites Elon Musk are putting up may work.
Yeah, you're always gonna have your wireless phone. You know, you're not gonna be dragging a cord around on your phone.
Technology in 5 years may be completely different, we don't know.
Yeah.
Might be beamed down from a satellite to your house, who knows?
It could be very easily a big change.
To put all these guys out of business.
I don't like the way it went down, but I agree with Tom, this is what the specs we drew up.
Okay.
This one company, Abide, came back through with those specs, with our help. And so, I mean, to me, makes sense, but no, I really like it, but that's not the point is,
still come in
do what's the
Monday.
best for the county.
Oh, yeah, they're on the agenda Monday.
Yeah, they're on the agenda Monday, so if you wanna.
You're talking about quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But if we are absolutely going this way, is there any reason to ask them to come back in?
Yeah, I'm sure they'll wanna come back in.
I'm sorry?
I'm sure they will want
I'm
to come
sure
back in.
they'll want
Even though we're gonna select possibly the.
I would, if they want to come back in and give us a last pitch, I think we owe it to them
You owe it to them. Yeah,
to let them do it.
Yeah.
I do too.
I believe they're trying.
Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate the fact that they're trying.
Yes.
They're just at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
They're set up to come in Monday, so.
I mean,
You know, I have a good relationship with MT Networks, and I believe I'd have a good relationship with QuickCom.
well, Eric seemed to think that you did.
To find out how they were planning on to make the coverage, that's why I called them to figure that out. Yeah.
But I think we owe them the opportunity one more time to explain it.
I'll come up for that too.
And you will be here.
Yeah. That's, 4 or 5 days from now, but yeah. That's the plan.
I think it's only fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's even necessary, because the process is complete. Well,
you can't keep anybody from coming.
I have no problem listening, but technically the process is done.
It is.
Technically the process is done.
Fiber to the home sounds like the best way to go, but MT is with their towers in each city radiate 8 miles an hour. Anybody that don't have 10 trees in the way can get it.
Yeah.
So that'd be the problem. the 10
And
trees.
what they're putting up is a newer technology than what is currently wireless in the area.
Well, and 8 miles was a very conservative estimate,
Yes.
so they're thinking possibly it could reach
Further.
8 to 10,
Yeah.
12.
Most
They
of
just
Coffee County
didn't know.
being relatively flat, although it's not flat, and it'll reach a lot of places.
It'll reach a lot of places.
I hope it goes through the forest.
Fiber to the home, every home is gonna be a long ways off.
Yeah.
As long as everyone has an equal
Everybody,
opportunity
yeah.
for the other, I'm a,
Who do these bids go to?
Probably
I
Andy, I
don't
would
have a
say.
copy.
I would put a number
Start.
one on
Yeah.
the number one.
here's $357, and just hauling prisoners back and forth.
So that's what I found, so.
Thanks, Brad.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Gulf County, Franklin County, Wyandotte County. Washington, and Cass County, Missouri. And here's $320 for interpreting translations for prisoners.
Me no habla.
It's just, we spent a lot of money on that.
Crime isn't cheap, is it?
Not for a,
Not for the county.
not for the county.
That top one there, keep separate.
Okay,
Sign around and give to Angie.
okay.
Angie, I'll be gone the 7th, Monday the 7th.
Okay.
That is the end of the 13th, I think it is.
You'll be in charge that day.
We'll have a short meeting.
Have a short meeting.
Do we need to take action to accept that MT bid? Because the bidding process was done. Unless we're gonna ask for a rebid.
No, I don't think we can ask for a rebid.
Well, I don't either.
I mean, we could probably wait until Monday to hear, quick comms.
That won't change.
It's not really gonna change.
That don't change
anything.
nothing.
No, it doesn't change anything.
To me, we probably ought to take action on it since,
I mean, we can.
I wish Wade was here to respond. You know, the bid's complete. If it's acceptable, you need to move on. We don't delay this type of process.
But it doesn't hurt anything to listen to them.
There's no value to it.
Yeah. There might be.
And I appreciate them having the
There might be value to them down the road somewhere.
The value is more to them than it is to us, so, yeah.
Are we
And
here?
and Eric done a good job making his presentation over there.
This goes separately.
I guess that'd be up to him if he wanted to come in, but if we don't rebid, then the bid's done. available by any
I
process or not.
I texted him, see if he was available. He hasn't texted me back yet.
You know, a lot of times we come up and we have decisions, we have to make a decision now, and I think it's been mentioned before. Sometimes we need to just, if it's not an emergency, step back and think about it before we actually make a decision. I mean, this seems like this is pretty cut and dry, but I still think that there's.
No pressure. Well, this is cut and dry.
We need to kind of step back.
Yeah. But technically, we owe it to him, since the bid's open, we owe it to MT.
Well, it's good for how many days though? It doesn't say just they open in the day and you have to do it today.
Here's my concern, that we didn't give everybody the same playing field.
Same one.
Playing field, because one company has the fiber already existing in here, the other company don't. So how are they gonna bid on the same end product?
Well, they're just gonna have to.
Well,
that's the reason they're gonna be a higher bid.
in my eyes, they shouldn't, I mean, in my eyes, they probably, they bid with the opportunity, but that's just like me bidding a job and I don't have any trucks.
Mm-hmm.
Or Tom building a concrete job and doesn't have forms, you know, I mean, it was kinda, I mean, not to say that it was kinda out of their wheelhouse. Because they didn't have the fiber backbone.
Yeah, they bid on something that they couldn't fulfill the commitment of the contract.
Knowingly. So I don't know.
And to me, the sad part is that we as a county.
But you still went through the bid procedure though, Bob.
I know, we did it. But back when we did it, QuickCom really wasn't involved.
Right.
But when you look at the after effect, the reason that they can't really be involved and equal this time is because of the actions that we took earlier.
I agree.
But that's not our fault.
I agree. Times change too, you know, and I mean.
You can't ever tell, you know, it's, what's gonna take place in the next 3 or 4 years. A brand new company may come in and be in a position to lowball them too.
My only concern is I don't think we got what we were supposed to be getting the first time.
You've mentioned that several times. And that's what's created a little bit of an issue.
And I wanna know, I wonder if we're gonna get it this time.
Yeah.
But that's just my personal opinion.
Wade is available, he asked what time it is. So-
Yes.
I wish I had a
I'm
football.
bringing one.
I wish I had a football team.
I'm bringing a one cat sticker about this big. We gotta be fair. Give me something so I can cover it up and make it stop looking at me.
He will be. Yes. Well, he said he would.
Turn it upside down.
Here.
He said
That
he would
was
be.
better.
He wanted to keep it on down low.
I was gonna sit a standstill here and
Use that to my advantage.
I'm heading that direction too.
I'll watch the rest. You'll watch the rest?
Mark, have a good one. Have a good weekend. I'll let one get back.
Pardon?
I'll let one get back.
Well, now we got frog tank, now we're gonna have to stop killing frogs to make frog tank, stop making frog tank. Get everybody in line down there.
Hopefully,
Hopefully.
I think.
You can start carrying a big stick.
Yeah.
Wacka wacka. Have a little wacka wacka.
He softly carried big sticks.
That's right.
That's right.
Walk
Get
fast and
everybody's
look worried.
attention.
No.
I'll just set these on top of that. I just making sure there's nothing in here for me to sign.
See what you started, I'm blaming you.
You have to wait till I got back. Oh, this is,
You already signed the checks on these?
Yes, sir.
You're quick today.
They might not be able to read my signature, but it's there.
Another 13th month.
That's,
That's
road and
where it
bridge.
came,
Bridge
that's
has
where
one
it came
too.
to us. That was on top of
Okay.
the orange sheet.
13 months do we have?
Tom, you wanting to break for lunch after we get this stuff signed, or you wanna push on through and do some more executive?
You can do whatever you would like, sir. I'll be fine. Like I say, I'm on what I call a staycation this week.
Staycation.
Staycation.
I've been doing my office work from the house instead of
Oh,
going to the office. I got a laptop in the house where I can do my emails. The phone's not really ringing, it rings at my house too. So I had a late breakfast, I'll put it that way.
hi, Lindsay.
Hey, can I get a few minutes of y'all's time?
Yeah, we'll wait until, Tim gets back.
Perfect, thank you.
Is it warming up out there any and all, or have you been outside?
I haven't been, it's warmer in our office today, for sure. Yesterday was
I
over.
know she's trying to get that all taken care of.
It's been on at some points during the day while he's working on it, so that helps a little.
Try to-
Well,
try to
yesterday it
play.
was blowing cold air and we were literally, right, we wore layers today.
I know that's
That's
kind of
how
why
the
it's
heat
warm
works.
today, 'cause I wasn't
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yep, the day you prepare for it, it works and it
Yeah,
burns you out.
It's great, it's fine.
I seen Tom was there, is he
He
getting,
is still
is he
here.
getting any, he's still here? So
He
he's
is,
not-
he said he's gonna kinda check things from top to bottom, so hopefully.
Do it good once over.
The trailer's warm though, we could go work out there if we needed to. Toasty.
When, I'll wait until you get up there. Do we need to keep this? We've got it all on email. That's that Goldberg thing? Would you like to speak?
Yeah, well, if I could have, some of your time in executive session to discuss personnel matters, for maybe 20 minutes.
Okay.
And also to include Angie in there as well, if that's okay.
For non-elected personnel.
Yes.
Oh, so moved.
Bob moved, I'll second. All in
With
favor?
the people mentioned.
With the people mentioned. All in favor, say aye.
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 Passes 5-0. Like you said, 20 minutes?
Yes.
We'll go in at 11:50, you need a break? 11:52.
Just took one.
Just a
Oh, really?
Still going through the process.
New.
That's pretty cool.
That's cool.
That'll eliminate your executive session. This is,
Y'all are slow signing.
We may be here until 4.
Sorry, Dawn, I forgot about that.
Didn't realize it.
I did. That looks better.
We do have to mark it.
No.
Oh, yeah.
KUM wrote
Just
that
cover that up.
That's killing me.
I got some stickers out in the truck I could put in there.
here's something that next year I think you really need to consider, because here's Amazon, $75 for maintain no gain final winner from Road and Bridge. I think down here they give chamber bucks. But Road and Bridge seems to always go to Amazon or somewhere else.
I see the River County stuff had about Amazon for 2,300, if I remember right. And I couldn't identify exactly what it was for. But
I know this spring, instead of giving my guys a boot allowance, we're just gonna go to Bumgars and everybody's gonna buy a pair of boots and I'm gonna pay for them.
Mm-hmm. Then they'll tell you, oh, they don't fit right, they're not the right ones, oh.
So they go ahead and try them on. Have a boot buying party.
Boot buying party. I've been trying to buy a different pair of shoes for about a month now, and I still haven't done it.
Don, Carl is in the radio meeting, so he's not gonna be able to answer anything about the propane.
Okay.
That's right, there was.
Unless he gets done before
We
you
can
guys.
talk to him Monday or sometime. I don't know even how many tanks the county's got, they evidently got 3 at least.
I think that's it.
So I guess he knows why I'm not there then.
Angie, here's this one's solid waste. Evergy bill for minus 2211, they marked it out and put $500 in it.
Yeah, we usually.
Minus 313, marked it out and put $500, we're paying them $1,000.
We
what-
pay in advance on some of those for the electricity or gas or whatever it is they've got out at,
Probably have seen it before and just haven't asked.
yeah. And you see that because it's at the end of the year. So we went in the negative and then we give them money and they work off of that throughout the year. They send us bills so we can see it. but
You
then-
can't pay a zero,
Yeah,
basically.
right.
Both of these are minuses, $13 and $3 rate and 3 whatever.
So we basically went over what we put in there last year and now we're putting in more.
Rolling balance.
Yeah.
See, consultants do.
Who's that?
BG.
And
That's
those
what
are some
Wayne
sort
was-
of procedures.
So they learn to go on calls with consultants.
So Wayne actually sent me the list of, what they have with BG, and they do have one with Cook Black's Trouble. It looked like it was mainly, kind of a price list. And I asked him if that was the same price list. I said, will we get these hourly rates with or without this contract, or does this just kind of establish? So I do have all that I'll have.
After Monday. Answer a little of the black and white questions that we fill in the gap.
We were talking about Weingartner's earlier, another one, and I was talking to them up there, and they said they could order us. You know, I had some stuff, tractor stuff, and they said, well, I can order it for you. They said they could order about anything. Hopefully that we will start using them, or like ordering spark plugs and stuff, and everything like that, instead of having to go drive to Emporium, Blue Stem to get them. We could have them ordered.
Well, I don't know what the spark plugs are for, I wonder if that was for the chainsaws. They probably have them.
Yeah. They could do, because it's for engine oil, 2-cycle engine oil, and oil bar and chain lube.
I guarantee you the spark plugs for the chainsaws.
And I know they got oil bar, because I bought some up there, and the spark plugs, and I'm not sure what the hose is, but on that one.
You can get hose down at,
Fuel tank filter, I'm not sure what that is.
down there south of EMP, Fittings Export, you can get hoses made there.
Go up there and Leroy makes one.
We make them.
Here's spark plugs again.
Right. Other than that,
So, there's 3 trips to Blue Stem.
How do we stop it? Oh, great one? How do we stop it? Oh, great one?
Doesn't do much good to say anything, does it?
That's something we gotta stop.
Sign a written notice that they're required to purchase everything within the county that's purchased for. I don't know.
If it's not there, ask for it.
Yeah, ask them to order. If it's still on the ship, we got a problem.
Yeah.
But
We've been waiting on a
most of the
relay.
stuff they needed, probably need, you know, they don't need them yesterday or the day before.
Blue Stem, Amazon, how much that could be locally.
And people wonder why you don't have local businesses.
Exactly.
And it's gotten worse over the last 10 years.
We don't use Amazon, but
I don't buy nothing from them. Store those numbers that you sent me yesterday. I gotta find
find it. Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
We heard from Denise since she left?
No, well, she talked, messaged me a few times, but she, went on a vacation out to Arizona for a few weeks, and then they were gonna be working on her husband's mom's house, trying to get it ready to sell, because she's in a nursing home. So, we're supposed to go to lunch sometime.
Terry getting along fine, doing the payroll for this month?
Yeah, he signed a check today, too, I would say so.
That's not to say she got along fine.
Yeah.
She got it done.
No, yeah, she did fine.
I'm confident she did.
She did fine.
I hope she enjoys her retirement.
Yeah, she will.
I think she was looking for it. Yeah, Terry said that was a lot of her background when we hired her. She didn't.
Yep.
I forget what she told me here a month, 6 weeks ago, that
It was a
lot of her
smaller
back
account.
experience
Yeah,
would fit right in.
yeah. It was a smaller payroll account,
Yeah,
but,
we didn't get into details.
yeah.
Basically the
Just
same.
the same, a few different with county, but, and she had a few months of training, so.
That's the
That was
big thing,
fortunate.
hands-on.
Yeah.
you know. You get somebody just up and leave, walk out, and you're like,
Yeah, yeah,
Because Denise wasn't gonna let that happen.
no.
But you know, it's all too often, it happens all too often.
it does.
missed this one. Propane, 219 from MFA, out to landfill.
What did I overlook? Maybe I just looked at the name and took it for granted it's $2. $2.20. They must have 3 tanks out there then.
Four total.
Yeah, the 2 tanks out, only, that's landfill.
Yeah, that's landfill.
That's not
Well,
recycling.
the other one's right there tonight, well,
And
it would be
recycling and-
probably are
and
3
weed.
tanks, one for the scale now.
Scale house, and you got recycling, and then.
So there would be 3 out there.
No, there's 2. There's 1. 2 of them are recycling and
Well,
weed.
yeah, 3 out there total in that whole territory.
Well, it's, yeah, it's 2 different places, yeah. One at the landfill, the other MFA one you were talking about was the JSB.
JSB.
I just wonder, for next season, maybe give them all bid out.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's what private individuals do.
You know, it's not big bucks, but
That's
it's kind of
right.
the principle behind it.
Yeah.
It needs to be changed. I think MFA right now is about 230 or so. I got mine on contract, so.
That's what I mean, homeowners get them on contract, that's right. Homeowners have them on contract, and maybe those are, I don't know.
City of Strong contracts it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of rural water contracts that a lot of places contract it.
I contracted mine for $1.70.
Can I buy some?
No.
Mine's $1.50.
No, I want my Dawn.
Mine's at MFA. I stayed with MFA because I was tied in with EM Boards. And the driver is an employee for me that's co-op for 20 years, so I stayed with him, and of course now Mark stepped down, and so I did mine last August, or maybe September.
Maybe it's a question we need to ask each department if they're bidding that out. That's a bid price, and that's
Yeah.
what it is, so.
I'd almost bet that's not a bid, I bet
it's
there's
off
no
the truck
contract, no
price.
bid on that.
Let's sign it.
Sure. Is that what you handed to me to start out for?
No, I was actually surprised that it was $2.20, one was
Yeah.
$1.60, $1.90, and then the place I just bought, they filled it up for $1.
I wonder what's the different dates on those.
Just on the
I'm
way.
sorry?
I wonder what's the different dates on those.
I don't know why they'd have $2
Think
difference.
about that.
Even there's 14 miles difference, that's all. Well, actually, this is closer because the truck's here.
Mm-hmm.
First of the month.
Seemed like the other ones were.
And I'm not sure why propane's the level it is, because, natural gas is 4 cents, 4.1. Of course, that's higher than it was here 2 years ago. 2 years ago, it was 2.2, 2.4. With natural gas being the biggest end of the cost of anhydrous is up to 15. There's something that don't make sense.
Yeah, tell me about it.
There's $1,200 worth of profit anhydrous right now. $11.5, $1,200 profit. There's 44,000 cubic feet of natural gas in every ton. So you take 40,000 times 4, there's only $160 of cost in ammonia right now. And a couple of years ago, it was 100. And the Caulfield plant, where they make 1,000 ton a day, they use a byproduct coke that has no value, take it out in the country and dump it. Now that byproduct of coke out of the Caulfield refinery makes 1,000 tons, and the only cost they got in that is the manufacturing cost of it and the shipping.
Well, with the
They're
prices
selling
of-
it, they sell it to, cement plants. They put it on barges, they take it, oh yeah, they sell
Well,
coke.
Caulfield, it's all going into the anhydrous plant.
with the price of wages and everything, you'd be surprised how much it might cost them to do it right
Well,
now.
I know what it cost here a few years ago, like, we had all the breakdowns of it when I was at the elevator, but.
Maybe like everybody else, can't find help, so they have to
Yeah.
pay outrageous prices for what they have.
Anhydrous is natural gas and hydrogen, nitrogen now there, and I don't know all the details on it, but there's a huge market in all this fertilizer.
It's because they can.
Or
It's just because they can.
because they can.
Mhm.
That's about like the beef industry right now. Box beef at almost $3 and beef out east or out west, the 3 packers are only having to pay, you know, which is equivalent to about $200. Beef on a foot, albeit $1.90 right now, which that ain't gonna happen.
That normal.
We as a county don't belong to it. We decided years ago that we weren't going to do it
I thought,
as a county, but.
I remember some discussion on that.
Yeah.
A while back.
Because it would put too many people out in the communities along the creeks and stuff, and.
We're not gonna need one.
They couldn't build stuff.
Yeah,
Sure we weren't going to
it
do
took care of itself.
Alright.
Has he responded?
Gotcha, that's what he said.
So this was, and that, I don't know if anybody wants to read it, but I was just reading.
The flood.
That flood
Flood
deal?
thing, yeah. I highlighted, said, to date, your community has not joined the National Flood Insurance Program. As a result, the economic consequences of section yada, yada, yada. I passed on to Bob, because I remember some discussion on this a while back, and he
Brought you up.
re-educated me on the fact that
It would-
we never have been a part of it.
The county never has, the cities have, and we support the cities, but the county hasn't because there's so many places in the county, like even a few miles below watersheds, people would not be able to build, and it would control a lot of people's properties. So we have always chose not to do it.
I don't know when the new maps will be available on that.
Sounds like, July of this year,
Yeah.
July 5th.
That'd be nice to look at again.
The final notice anyway, will be read in the Federal Register, will be as available as soon as possible, July 5th, 2022.
I don't think there's any major changes in it.
Now, does the county have to buy those maps, or will they supply them?
I don't know, but do we need to pass that on to Carl, or?
That's what I'm, well, I think Carl gave it to us, didn't he?
That floodplain,
Yeah.
no, that one was mailed to us.
Mailed to
I don't know
us.
if you
We might pass
copied
that
on
on.
that.
I pass it on to him.
Yeah. Either that or, man, my brain. The map.
Kara.
Kara. I bet she's got a way to
Well,
call.
it's from Federal Emergency Management.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
we
would
go
go
to
Carl.
Carl.
And he can put it out wherever he needs to.
Yeah, I was hoping to have a little more information about the floods, because I knew some of it came out, some of
Well,
it
they've been a long time bringing that out.
Well, you had, once they presented what they proposed, you had a certain amount of time to
They told us that.
advise, like the city could say, no, this area hadn't flooded in 20 years, I don't know what the heck you're talking about. They could take that out, and I think that was what, a lot of the long-term procedure is that there was a lot of cities or counties or whatever that decided that that area never floods, I don't know why it's in, or
They
this
told us.
area always floods, I don't know why it's not in. I know the city had a few, if I remember correctly, Jimmy.
And every flood is different. You take the Neosho River or South Leroy, there's times it'll track totally different location. Just because of where it breaks through the timber, it breaks through something, and
Did you hear anything about, the state redistricting that it passed yesterday?
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's passed yet.
It passed yesterday,
It
something,
did.
there was
it's
only
passed the
9.
House, but it's gotta go to the hearing for the Senate.
It's gotta go to the Senate.
And I don't understand all that, but they said that it has came out of the House, approved, but the House will start debating it, or goes to the panel, I think.
There's only
Which will be
9
debate.
nays, and that was all the nays that was there.
So did they split us up?
Our county
Mhm.
commissioners.
No,
No.
as far as our representatives and stuff.
Well, that's what I think they're trying to do.
They're trying to- They're trying to benefit Johnson County is what they're trying to do.
Map. They put Lawrence in with the all western area. And some of,
They can handle the whole western area, except Wichita is probably down in here.
yeah.
Wichita, bet yeah, well,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Lawrence,
that one
That's
Lawrence
the
can
map
have-
I looked
Lawrence
at.
can control the
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
part of the state.
Yep.
Yeah.
Boy, you know, the people out west ain't gonna like that.
No,
Not crazy.
They're taking everything out of the agriculture
they
hand.
they have
Johnson
no,
County and
they have no control, no
Yeah.
representation, nothing.
We,
When we're bidding things, like on the state
we're in
level.
the purple, that's what I came
Things
up
that
with.
have
and,
uh, CDBG grants and this and that and the other.
Yeah.
Like if you're
yeah.
north of here, like in Osage,
I've seen it.
Shawnee
Yeah.
County,
I didn't look real
they
close.
have maps for that too. You have to pay like a concrete finisher $35 an hour. You go over to down to here, it's 16.
You know, controlling wages.
Yeah, the state is Bacon's what I mean. But it's, why those guys up there need 35 and they only need 16 here, I don't know.
Because they can do it.
Did I miss
Well,
one?
yeah.
Because they can do it.
Oh, okay.
That remapping though.
That,
Oh, it says chairman's signature.
we may, you know, we may lose
Okay,
all
that's fine.
representation here, basically.
I don't know that
Getting
that's
closer to it all the
necessary,
time.
but
Yeah, we
okay,
are.
better to be overly fine than not.
Kansas Association County meeting.
Yeah, I heard that, heard something on the radio, so. All right, ladies and gentlemen, got anything else?
I do not.
We will adjourn at 12:40. Until Monday.
You want me to give this to everybody on good week, or somebody else wanna do it, or?
I have to go see him, see how the radio, I can take it down.